Hey everyone, this week I want to talk about preparing your home to sell as we're getting into the hottest time of the market and what you need to do to get top dollar. Hey everyone, it's Kristen Miller, should know that by now, with A Perfect Location Realty, and this week we're going to get your home prepared to sell. Even with all the HD TVs out there, you know, always on the camera it looks a little bit different. What you got to think is that first impression when somebody drives by, and get it ready when they walk in. What are they going to see and how they're going to feel? I'm going to help you with that this week. Well, if you're here in Colorado, you know everything is selling, but just because it's selling, you want to get top dollar. So the condition of your house and the readiness of it and the way it shows and the health and safety items that people take in consideration, we're going to talk about those tips today. What I want to talk about is first impressions. When that buyer is driving up to the house, you want to be the reason they stop because it looks so good, and they know that if it looks this great on the outside, it's probably going to look even better on the inside. One thing you can do is you can get in your car, drive around the block, and look at your house from a buyer's point of view. If you don't think it looks that great, they're not going to either. So take a look at it, have a friend drive by, have me drive by, and we'll get you started on your first impression. So making that curb appeal can be a simple process, as easy as just manicuring all the weeds, throwing down some fresh mulch to liven up the color, getting some flowers from local garden store, and make sure you spray off the outside because nobody wants to walk up to door with a bunch of cobwebs and fun stuff like that. They're going to be scared something's going to drop on them. So just clean it up, keep it simple. So next is going to be when they walk into the door. You want to pretend you're a buyer and walk into your house and see, how does it feel when I walk in? Does it feel open? Does it feel cluttered? How does it smell? So a lot of times we recommend don't get anything too flowery or something too strong. We say use vanilla or citrus smells, or just clean and fresh smells. Or even something like cookies baking in the background, because then they're going to be hungry. They're going to say, oh, I want to eat in this house. I really like it. But just make sure it smells good, and the first impression is that it's clean and there's not a lot of clutter. All right, so what I like to do when I first go into a house is I'm going to walk around the entire house, and what I'm looking for is things to tell you to declutter. You know, we want to get rid of those personal pictures. We don't want them looking at you. We want them looking at the house. I'm going to have you look for things that, you know, maybe you don't clean very often. Maybe it's dusting, simple things like that. Those top shelves, I'm short, but people that are tall, they can see on top of your refrigerator. So you want to make sure it's clean. And also, you know, you're getting ready to move. Pack up those books, pack up those videos, you only need a couple things in there. You don't want a lot of distractions. And I'm going to share with you in the slide some tips that you can look at and where you can find them online. And you can contact me. I'd be happy to share my Preparing Your House to Sell book as well. Next, we want to put on our inspector hat. We want to make sure you have carbon monoxide detectors. It's a safety issue. Also, it's a state law. So get those in, not just for you, but for the next buyer. Next, you want to do your smoke detectors. Make sure they're not beeping. They need a battery, change it. And the roof. That's a big issue. If you're missing any shingles, you're going to want to get the roofer out there beforehand and get it fixed. Otherwise, they're going to call it out on the inspection. And last, some people never change their filter. You better get that thing clean, because that inspector is going to have his inspector hat on, and he's going to be opening up, looking at it, and if it's dirty, they're going to be calling it out. So these are just a few tips to get you started, and there's more. You can always call me for that information. So what you're doing when you do this is you're preparing yourself for a smoother transaction. If your house is in good condition, looks maintained, the buyer coming through is going to say, hey, these people really maintain their house, and they're going to be most likely to be less picky. They're not going to ask for concessions, and it's going to be a less stressful transaction. And it's better to know ahead of time and be prepared than not. So when you do all this stuff to get your house ready, what it is, it's saving you a headache that you can be focusing on packing and looking for your next house instead of having things fixed in your current house that could have been fixed ahead of time. Don't freak out. We know this is a fast-moving market and things are going to sell, but the goal here is to get you top dollar for your home. If you're thinking about selling, or you know somebody that's selling, please share this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to A Perfect Location Realty.